Hello, mulishani, mutozi chwani, mwaikala shani, mulishani, I see you, sound check, Dorothy Nyirenda, thank you for supporting, Gerald Piri, thank you, love you, my people, mulishani, welcome, guys. Mofat Gama, how are you? Mulishani, how's everybody? Hope, I don't know. It's a crazy day, guys. There's always something. Nowadays, every day there's always something. Ngabwacha, we don't know what tomorrow brings. There's so much going on in the country. Ama topic ya lelo, tulelo lela ba mama, she will be joining us. Mama Mary will be joining us. Yeah, chiten share. Muite abantu, today is a big day. Na mumona, they are saying there is a manhunt for Kasonde Mwenda. So we are going to talk about that. I see you, Ben Kasu, Grace Piri, chiteni share tufike nangu 100 ero tualamba, or maybe 50. I know today is Saturday, there is a lot going on. So people are not home. So let's reach nangu 50 ero tuambe. And then if you are busy, I'm going to download the live on my YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free. You don't need to pay anything. You just click subscribe button so that when I upload videos there, if you miss the live on Facebook, you can follow it on YouTube. Yes, Mwanduchilufia, I see your comment. I see your comment. So itanani guys, abantu bese iteni abantu because not kwatama topic lelo. The most important topic though is they are saying Uyu Kasonde Mwenda is on the run. We have evidence that Kasonde Mwenda was picked up by Zambia Police, and now today we are being told that he is on the run. So if he is on the run, how did he escape? How did he escape from police custody? This is what we are here to talk about, guys. Kasonde Mwenda, they blocked his protest and then he got detained. Now all of a sudden he's on the run. How are you, my brother? Welcome, welcome.
How are you? How are you? And good morning. I believe that it's morning that side.
Yes, it's 11 a.m. today towards lunchtime.
Okay.
Yes. So Atisha in London.
Shopping and breakfast.
I know, I was in the store. That's the only now. So different, the other side of me. You know, it's important to balance stuff. So to let Kasonde Mwenda, he has gone missing. You know, Kasonde Mwenda has gone missing, and what is the other? Let me pull up my list.
Okay.
Chiteni share. And the Kopala Rich Kids, I know Mama was talking a little bit about Kopala Rich Kids. I think we can talk about that too. Elo kukit whenever men demisewo. Apparently the president will be in Kamfisa, and the Kamfisa is where our Mama stays. So they have repaired the roads ahead of the president's visit. So we are going to talk about that. And then this land issue is a burning issue. Issue ya kuba Zambia na ibula 20,000 acres. No kupela abena Kenya. We want to know. Abena Kenya, did they come and ask for that land or twalibachita offer? What happened? Because if we are youth, they are still crying. We are going to 2 years since the election. They were promised Pangerama Cooperative to Alamchila ABCD. Our youths are out in the cold. So we are here to say, why are Zambians being sacrificed for foreigners? This is the same thing we saw in PF. Again, we are seeing it today. And the last topic is Ubunga, Bulenina, Kuryubunga Kumbi Kuma 320. So comments, guys, in the comments, tell me how much Muleshto Ubunga in your neighborhood. And the last topic is the dollar is escalating as well. Dollar ilipadi 20 nempusho. And then ngatuakwate nshitandefo atulande pali uliomkashana umwana wesoba kakawide ba muipaya. Kachinga ni ba boyfriend na ponga balume. But my brother, the floor is yours. I know Signal Ela Shupa. So if you want to come in real quick, and I will share as we discuss. Oh, connection, yeah, connection, yeah, guys. Welcome, guys. If you're just joining in, Kasonde Mwenda, breaking news is Kasonde Mwenda is on the run, but we are here to say how can Kasonde Mwenda be on the run when we have evidence he was picked up by police. We have screenshots of President Savoy Imboyela saying that he was picked up. And we all know Kasonde Mwenda to be a law-abiding citizen. And today we hear stories that breaking news is that he's on the run. If he escaped from the police cell, how can he escape from a police custody? So we are worried, guys. We are worried. If he escaped, who helped him escape? Are there no cameras at these police stations? Are there no cameras at these police stations? Somebody cannot just vanish in thin air. Somebody who was arrested, he was taken into police custody, and then all of a sudden he escaped. How did he escape? It's not easy to escape from a police cell. It's not. So we need answers, guys, because there is evidence that Kasonde Mwenda was picked up. Tag everybody, let everybody be aware of what is happening. We don't want dirty politics. Dirty politics, we know the New Dawn is using Zambia Police as their own security wing. We all know that. We have seen how this New Dawn government has been operating. Comments below, guys. Tag people, tag your friends. Umuntu naluba. We should all be worried and concerned, especially some of us who are here putting our lives, and we are speaking for the voiceless, as you say, but umuntu aluba muli quiet. You all need to be concerned, because Kasonde Mwenda speaks for himself. Kasonde Mwenda himself is a comfortable guy. He's an engineer. He has a career. He is speaking for the youths for a better Zambia. So everyone should be concerned that Mr. Kasonde Mwenda's whereabouts is unknown. How do we know if maybe it wasn't the police who took him? Maybe it was the fake police. At the same time, Bowman Lusaba was also picked up. Bowman Lusambo naena na bamusenda. On what grounds? This new Dawn government, is this how you're going to rule the country? Ba New Dawn imwe mulengufwa. Imwe ba New Dawn imwe. Ngatakwali democracy mu Zambia. Ngamwali, would you have taken the government? This rule of impunity has to stop. So democracy yamitundu fye imbi. Human rights is only rights for certain kind of people panopachalo. There are no human rights for Fitenkanda. We are asking questions. This government, balo mfwana na Kuwest kulia eba engineer bama human rights. Democracy balemba day and night balemba pali democracy. So democracy yafini nafe kuba Butenkanda aba nensu. This is my question. Mukala respect my human rights aba yaba nensu aba Butenkanda and abuse my rights fweba fita. Fweba mufialo fimo tatwa kwa tama rights. Tuli my insects. Kama abantu bamwe abakwata amashina, abantu abakwata amashina yambi,
yamoyamo abantu abamoneka fimo abantu abakitabilive muli fimo abantu abekala mu fyalo fimo ebakwata ama human rights efyo ubutungulushubwe efyo buletweba ama human rights abayaletere nishi yabo fye human rights ekitaki affect abantu bamo abekala mu fyalo fimo abasambirira kumo abekala kumo ifwe bamo we have no human rights mwalimu na bamo bale some of us baleta protest kulya bali bapera na police escort Zambia tuleikalamu. We are here to tag people because if page bali jaha pantambo the reach is very limited. So you should tag people. Mwabika ka art signed mwabika na national yao. Because otherwise it's not even showing. Like when I go live, most people, they are not even getting an alert. They are not. So send this, copy the link, send it on people's pages, tag people's names. We are here to talk. Zambia is a democracy. You are not going to rule for 5 years without checks and balances. Those politics are gone. Politics ayakula nyantirira abantu yapwakale. Erama human rights y'abantu bonse, we are all equal. Ube owafita ukwate ndalama ube omupino wawina nomba mu Zambia mule nyantirira ama rights y'abantu. If you have a divergent view kukukaka. If you are more popular than Wena kukukaka. Boma Lusambwa pakatuishifide mchitikira. Now Kasonde Mwenda, we don't know what's happening to Kasonde Mwenda. Mwebantu bakwaleza. Full dictatorship. But the day of voting is coming. Kamubaka votela bene beke na balabe ne bale Saturady bale basuminishe ukula tukanensele mumusewo ebaka yabavotela. People, they are not talking because they are scared to talk. Baleti nyokulanda abantu. Muleke, I think that like from now on, people should just be protesting online. If it's in a kumana online, I wish Kasonde Mwenda just had a campaign. Mwaita abantu so that Natch Diva palapene online mule chita protest online. You don't need a permit. Ugukolonga online. You don't need a permit. So panocheni twikata neba youth, our protest will be online. Pa online takwa permit. So once if there's something going on, people just need to follow these people, follow Bamwenda, follow people and protest online. Because you don't block. So now he's doing the same measure, which he said we are going to fix the PF for Valechta. We are going to change things forward for a better Zambia. But no, now Bapiribuka, Filiafine PF for Valechta by new doni for Valechta citizens of Zambia. But even if PF by New Dawn won with a landslide victory. Why? Because the times have changed. Everything is on social media. Ngani kunoko America nomba, they are trying to put na voting yonse ni electronic voting. Not really electronic. The last election, it was mail. bakutumina fye vote fima document bakutumina wasala olefa ya wabika na mumeo takuli nokuya ku polling station. Everyone should be worried, guys. We don't know where Kasonde Mwenda is. Because Vali Musenda, ela abantu amowe nama musendere, atatwa musendere. So what are they saying? Vali Musenda na ngutaba musendere. Did he escape from prison or he didn't? What is going on? What is really going on with Kasonde Mwenda? Did they pick him up? What is the police statement? The police walela ndenshi. Hi, Mama Mulishani, Mama, welcome.
Awe kwena inendi sio wa mtende apani ngufafye bwino ni mpola.
Chawa malesa pale.
Twatotela.
Kwa itwali nileni mayo.
Na lapo shafye abana bandi musta ya chungulo nati mwapoleni na kabiri. Mwapoleni mwaikaleni ichungulo pomkwai. Ngafile fine tulanda chila bushiko kutila. Muri mwapoleni emo tulekulira omushi. Kanshi mwe bana bamfumu. Na miposho mtende imiposho iyapwiririka. Kabiri na mumfoko bakwini mpumi bachira soso kutila. Ichalo chesu cha Zambia chalo chabakankala beka. Abala ndara bachulira komo. Elo mukankala ngakwata omulandu tabaka muikate. Umukankala nganapanga omulandu tabaka mukake. Mwaya kujele mama akwini mpumi pumulo stumbe kwa mwana wa mutonga stroko mulozi kuchifungo mama kwa bafya abana bakayele umwana ibafye banzi mulandu wansala batu ala kujele umwana ibafye ka 20 ngwe umulandu wansala batu ala kujele bakabwala ala bene baba kunsi Pomporio abango abakunse abakaele bakakwa abana bakaele balikakwa pamulandu wa buchushi n'Olanda abalupia twalikwata ma examples ayengisa na mchalo chesu cha Zambia ngababeka tababeka tulula baba longa baba longolola baba twalulula elo abana besufya bakayele fi abashikwete nangu nwanungwe basenda batwala kufifungo kafunyeni abana mufifungo bakayele bakabwala balenda balikunsi baletanga lero baletangala alakwena chirankalipa elo baletangala mama bakabwala la daylight basakala nyongo muleba muna nokuba muna ati basakala aba bati bale yendera basakala bali abana maule ya chomba ya ndala bale bachinkala bwamba bachenda bwamba bali abale ekita protest ya day tababekete na mabwamba ya bwamba mini muchalo muri abakasi bana mayo entungulushi emo twale kaba naba nono na mabwamba na bebe na mabana tulelumba no kulumba haleluya sambu yake eshukuru kandi ati what ero abantu fya bakayele bale fasi okulanda fye pasire eshingwana na bena Zambia mchalo chesu mwai katulula mwapepeka nomba ni kuli bani mukonfa bantu balanda tutwala pa chintu wingi tona ula amano mambo mbulu atubula kufipuba tatubula kuba amano banesu obubu afya nabukula mama mpumi twalirire
aho mwandi nimwe bantu bakwalesa never to Ingalanda. We are here, guys. Tagging anyone Kasonde Mwenda, Aba people need to start talking because in Talala we don't know what is happening, what is really going to happen. To file to Alanda, Zambia Police, Kasonde Mwenda, where did you take him? Which police post did you take him? And from there, who helped him escape? Because that she venga mwali musenda munena that is on the run. Manhunt, news reaching ili pa social media, news ili pa social media ile ndati kuli manhunt. So usually when people say manhunt is like umuntu na butuka. No babutu ikeshani abutuko kufuma kwisa because if we news basaboni imboyera balilanda ati bali mukaka bali musenda so bamusendere kwiselo nga kubutu ikeshani
ali kwisi
mwe bantu bakwalesa ma
bamutwele kwisa
kuti abutu kufuma mu police because police station pana bakapokola abengi so abali mu office para pena kuingiria na panse everywhere at the police station tapa after kuba police station iba quiet police station yonse ila busy bakapokola aba milandu abantu baleisa baleya and there is a fully armed police officers. So where did they take him? Unless balandati maybe bamusendere bale no, but we can speculate kuti twalande for tonton kanyate. So can we say it was a fake police abamusendere tebakapokola abachine? So those people who came to arrest them, were they identified? Which officer arrested him? Ama officers abamuti arrest ni banani amashina? And where was it taken? We have to talk because next mukopapa tumulos tubekona bamusenda tamwaka nshiwako bakantwala. From Pumulos to Beko, it will be you. We are all not safe. Mwana bakamwiro ko babatwere kulya baisa ipa mone chisoka. Mwana bantu bakwalesa bakamwiri bali basendere mumpanga baipa nechisoka. Chana babendera tet nalambira okubamira kuisa. Nalambira kumwona ngukumutu ichisoka chidia.
Yali tambo mushikuna balala yaingira nalambira pesa umutu ekimo kimyo mukosi kimo kime muma yali kina na yena yali freeze
Yali
batinga bali
akasoka it's okay yali ba challenge because kuita prepare insoka ina strategize pa kumina omuntu. So ba police na bena tetibaye bakakefya omuntu olo omuntu aluba. So we should be worried, guys. Maybe the people who arrested him, they are not real police officers. They are imposters. Because somebody cannot escape from it. Ma?
Bamutwere
bamwikete kwindiba nani bamwikete bamutwere kwisa. Which station has he escaped from? Eh?
Ili ashiri atari wereryo Ewe ikyalo kyama poison iki. Bamutwere kwiba bamushinge poison.
Human rights bafire bachindika every human right for every Zambian. Tekwe bati mwabale moneka so fimo n'abale fwala fimo n'abasumina fimo obolo ile chingirila. No. We say no to discrimination. That is discrimination and violation of human rights. The law must protect everyone.
Ali kwiso mwana wa beni.
Barembi kajobo mwana wa beni nga kyakisikia fimo mukabuke milandu. Uya Kasonde Mwenda muntu wa beni omusendere. The police officers who took him, they claimed they were police officers. Umuntu wa beni niba kajoba ba inspector general. Bapose kwa manu.
Bachiyako basanga taliko kuma sales.
Tule mwana pepa news ya chudi na izoni Manhunt.
Sachumfa kwa byashiriyo mama.
Lekeni mbelenge muma grupu mumwine omubachila post. Ama news stations ayenge naba posta.
Na chirwala so shachiposta kwa mama. Mwatwala kwiso mwana wa beni. Ala mukala patara la mwini apataralika. Matwele kwiso mwana wa beni.
Icho chintu.
Aba kashita beshi naona baya mututita munsoka.
Icho chintu. Aba polisi bali anda nabutuka. Ati bale mfwaya.
Mula nushi bale mfwaira.
Ati illegal gathering. Ile permit alikwete police permit. From there when he arrived, everything was clear for that match, for the protest. Bali mwichile I think in the Tuesday and Wednesday he cleared everything to police. So my relative actually show up. Panono fyati bamwana motoka fulu na bakada bakapokola baisa. So I don't really know the details, but they were stopped. They were stopped from protesting.
Uaba pere permit ni nani?
Police, Central Police kulia kwide bali bapere. Smart Eagles. Police launch manhunt for EFF leader Kasonde Mwenda. Zambia Police Service have launched a manhunt for opposition economic freedom fighter President Kasonde Mwenda. Zambia Police Deputy Spokesperson Danny Mwale says Mr. Mwenda disappeared during the protest, which various opposition groups held from the civic center to police. Mwamona. So the police balela that he disappeared. Mwamona. The police balela that Mwenda disappeared from the protest. Bufi protest takwadi. He didn't disappear from the protest. Bamu sendrepa protest para penny. Savoy Imboyela, there is a screenshot. Savoy Imboyela po alandirati bamu senda. Elo bakapokola abafido kumukwata ebalela that he disappeared. Mwamona. So they take police or real police because baka that he disappeared.
Nomba ali chitabidi disappear. Ni magician ni nangu ninganga.
Uyu Mwenda Kalonde that there is a video of him being put in a police vehicle. Mwamona? Tagging any abantu ili ashitaliwemi. Ba police nga balela that he disappeared and then umuntu moino balela that he disappeared. There is a video bale mulonga muli motoka ya bakapokola. So the police kuti balela that he disappeared whenever musendere. Why is the police saying he disappeared whenever musendere? Kuri video showing uko bale musenda.
Mwana wabere bamutwere mwabere n'abakashi n'abana na family n'amafamily za mbikumishi twafirwa okulufya bakabola alaba $100 amasaka tabalubirepo bali
Kayama comments mama ayine article elo balembele elo mulyama comments uyu Kezo Isaac Kwanambulu says Kasonde is misleading the public that Macro Ocean Investment is a company that's recycled seaweed and not a road construction company. It is true. In a company, micro, whatever, but it's a consortium. The only company, if you search for Micro Oceans, takwaba company pa internet. The closest company, Micro Oceans, is a seaweed company. Chachini. That company, consortium with Ekulo Msewo, is a new company. Ba bulafyama company, like 4 companies, by Ipera Nation Yorin. Umuntu is the freedom of speech mu Zambia. Kasonde Mwenda galela ndobu fi mukakeni mutwale ni kukota ya londolole. Nishwa mpelele permit elo nomba ba so bali pinga atuka mpela permit elo ngata show up tuka musende elo tukesela ndati at nachta escape abantu abamu monale nina mu motoka in a police vehicle. How can someone escape disappeared? They are saying he disappeared from the rally, from the protest. That's the police statement. Police statement in Ela that Kasonde disappeared from the protest. But Kasonde didn't disappear, but police were in Senda. I want to and that you are confusing us. Yesterday you arrested him and you said he was in your custody. Today you are saying he's missing. Police, please tell us the truth. We need to be concerned because in other countries, people disappear itifini. Chapo muntu nga bamusenda chapo tamaka mumonepo.
Especially Congo.
Yes.
Sasa kamika. Namutwele kwisa mama. Kulefa iko kushita find out kumukasha.
Umukashi teshi bali musenda ba police taku umukashi wouldn't know because the police bamobe ne bamusendere lero bamusendere kuli statement at nama musenda yashiri afumine pa Friday at nama musenda nomba lelo ati alishita disappear lelo balekana tabamwikete bale mfwaya kuti mulafuna shani umuntu omwayikete mwalipa news the other day at Kasonde namu mukaka lelo bwachi atiyo Kasonde tatwamwikete aliruba kuli ama video showing Kasonde yoko ale nina mumotoka ya police so ya motoka te police ale nina moni motoka ya bana ninga te ba Zambia Police
nomba yena fila bali abengi yena bamushamairo nshakonkeresa nisele chitika so mama pumulo so yena bamusenderese kafe muri motoka kapalo wako
Nishi
takwali kona
bamusendere olonga chali shano ko baleba senda I didn't watch it but in
you
ma
bamusendere kanishi it was planned
Pona chikole video kabili chinoshi kubonsi abantu bali kwatama camera kuli evidence mwe abantu mwe bakwetanga evidence oko bale musenda posting nga muleti no kuposta muntu mine send me that video muntu mine ku inbox ndey posta if anyone has a video of how when he was picked up I am a video to lay a fire because the police balela ndachalichita disappear. So iyo motoka busheba Zambia Police church nangu ni wa imposter. Bwesheni umwana wa bene. Mwiranga do not play with people's. I am a politics if ye. Bakaunda ba the Kaunda who fought for independence valley for. Umwana wa bene muwesheni umwana wa bene mwe bamusendere nga muletamba. I know you are watching. Muletamba because my page ya nono yalanda sana pama political matters abengi mwali bashatapula abantu. So ningi shiba muletamba mwe bamusendere Kasonde Mwenda. Muwesheni umwana wa bene ama politics ma politics.
Wesheni wishi wa bene.
Yes.
Wesheni wishi wa bene.
Mukashi wa mwine alikuwa tabana na family yakwe. Muntu wesu. Muwesheni. Ma politics kwa liba freedom of speech. Ama human rights kashi after protect bamoba mu Zambia. Bamoba obo lawyer kula to protect. Political sala. Wesheni umwana wa bene mwandini nga mulefa yo mtende mchalo. Wesheni umwana wa bene. Ma politics. If you na mweba ingira mu Zambia Police lero. Tamwa fiero na Zambia Police mwaingire tiyenchito mukamwalisa nga mukaisha. Zambia Police yoyo mule chushisha abantu mwalisa nga mukaisha. Do you even know who was the first inspector of police in Zambia? Bali pita bali ya. Na mweba Zambia Police do the right thing. You are sworn to protect the constitution. Umuntu mwa musenda kuli ama video yalela nga mwali musenda. Lero ati yo ali butuka. Tamwa musendere.
Mwana wa bene.
Aha obweshe mwana wa bene mwandini.
Bambu wa balemba.
Nangube nobody's believing their story. If ubonsa mufye bamulepanga mule imwenesha mufye takuya kanya mu Zambia bose tuli bakuru. no mwishukuru wandu wa 8 years old ngana mulondolwela kuti eba fiati kuta he can figure it out. Uyo mwana munamu musenda namu mukwata ifefe okulanda chali ta escape my foot. Ni mwa ba musendere mwali musenda mu police vehicle. Na emwa netika michitikira. If you fine muna treat abana babene, if you kill by the sword, you die by the sword. If you have a life, if you have a takutekwa chule wishing omuntu bad luck or whatever, no. If you kill by the sword, you die by the sword. Life if you have. So abamule chusha abantu bakwati same process e omwapitiremo imwe mwale chusha abantu imwe nomba mwise mkuba west mwise mkusha west than abantu fo bamichitire imwe.
But yeah. Bamutwere kwi lyamufika obubiri ashiri bapumulo iriri ashiri atinya amoneke fye omwana wabe nebo kuyamupima
Banafo kutinya abantu abalelanda. This is intimidation. So nomba icheba youth ulia Mwenda ali muma 40 nomba mwa ichewa 16 years nga umfati Mwenda naluba kuti ali minino kulanda. It's a rule of dictatorship, intimidation. Baletinya abantu pakucha abantu belalanda. Ati bakesa mpenda shake shiroko bakantwala.
Aliwe media.
So filafine na mumone file chika kulusaka ba youth bali stranded. Ba youth abaire mukuma shanyu ko kuma youth indaba bali stranded kulusaka. So nomba bali ba youth aba UPND abali stranded ngabayi mabayirishanye baba kaka. Eti yakula chika muzambe takuri kulanda. You can't say anything against this government. Kuri abayiche so bali stranded mu Lusaka. Na abafiro okupe kuba pere mpia shakwendera kashinga finish balero lero. Panic Queen Cobra, youth in Dava ends in tears. Youth in Dava ends in tears. Please help these praise singers. Buchi kuku wuno. Bapilato, you are the PS. These youths came in good faith. Help them. Aboba abo. Bali stranded by youth kulusaka. Kachinga fish balelo lela. Kachinga ni transport na ponga nishi. Abantu baleba nomba Pilato kweba Pilato abantu abayiche bali pansi obushiku inoshita kulusaka bali stranded balelo lele fya kwenda naponga ni transport katwishi. Mwashini nkshaba praise singer mwe bali stranded yuko. Tula mieba dionse ati mule abantu bale milila masuku pa mutwe mule tota. Mwashini nkshamule nyamule lapida. Balale teno kuine papanse pampepo papa. Nemfula ibaloke no kubaloka. Limbeno bala isuka. Mwali mwana bana mayo kulia bana mayo ku Women's Day. Bana mayo bali 50 baba letera katushinga nitungo tuli 10. abantu bali mu mutego. They are controlling public funds. Why can't they use public funds to take care of Zambians? Abantu bamwitire kuma meeting, women are parading, you can't release money. Iparo twali kumuli bakawunda, government nga chakobati ni Women's Day, government yale funye mpia for all Zambians takwali kusala. Any celebration, any activity going on, government yale funye mpia for every Zambian. Takwale batu yo unipi uyutatu supporta, but they took care of all Zambians. Independence celebration, mu stadium, kuya for life matrack ya iseti ya kudiama banzi. Milky issue ku foret ya kudiama Coca-Cola. Tuale fola.
Na krimola ya kuya mkumyanga kunganda.
Kiora. Ama cream donuts.
Oh, no, Kiora. Na hivu kisha Kiora.
Kiora. Budget. Tibale panga budget nga kwaisa Independence Day so bonse mu stadium. Kuya mkufolete ya free track. No mbaba tubalefira kyokusunga abantu fyaba mu party fye yabo balefira okulisha. Ama transport balefirwa. Ama basi yale mama basi ngana yafuma ya UBZ kutunta abantu.
Maria.
Ba New Dawn na bafirwa mwandini. Agenda ya watapadi mu Zambian. Kurifi ama certain Zambians. Aba New Dawn balesa kamana abantu aba fimo. Babaka patula they don't care. Na democracy yo balela ndati yo bufi balebe profia kunyanya fya kunyanya nye fya bufi matotori. Twalano kuya pano tapaweme but twakulaisa everyday kulano ma
nalile tobulanda eri ashirikali we.
Yes.
Bamutwere kwisa omwana wabe nasha bakashina abana. Ni offense nshiba mupere. Omwana wabe bamutwere kwi. Eba pali abayiminine bali panga pression ngwefya ko bati umuntu kuti bamusenda bayamufya. Inena papa.
Mwana muchenjere mukeza papa bemotoka ikese misende. Bujana mbushayiko na Kasonde Mwenda natupusana. Mama imwenda ina Kasonde. Kasonde Mwenda na ine na imwe natupusana.
Bamatipa waka kusasana kai bali munuma yabo. Naingira nokuingira mahendi panse pano abantu basanga otupondo.
Yeah, kuba security conscious sana. Kuba security conscious sana.
Mm. Kaliwe media shi.
Mama dia bijabasa.
Napunka. Abantu balemba. Ama comments. Ngen comment yaba muzo.
Asini baniba punka chachine. Punka of the punkest. No, mba inendebe bakofia chief. Even if you marale nonka. Tapaba usenda po if you mamumanda nani papa tatamaka sende. Elo mwela ilanda chumari wina kade. So fia shifi mamule fwa anje chumolanda chumari wina. Mwali wina so fia shifi mafibe fwa mule fwa. For what?
Natina.
Security conscious. Epa bachanangu kunoku inekuwa America. Abantu waita disappear. Ngolenda sota kuli kupalamina na motoka. Kuchi uleenda motoka ya isa imina fechifima vani filetea kwa tama sliding doors. Bakulonga bakusenda. So mule ba careful. Chapo tabaka kumonepo baya. Elo bala kakaula ama bodies. Bakubika na mchi drum cha. Ama drug cartel wefyo bachita. Bala bulo. Umuntu bamukakaula bamubika na mchi drum cha acid. Wa umubiri n'amaponi yose kusunguluka.
Right.
Tabaka kusanje babulubo byachaje.
Kai bali ambo kutulebera limwa tukamibiro otunwa. Comment banje lati nkakubira akanwa. Sende. I don't think that you are clever. Kwali baba baklevo kunikira.
Ndena bena. Ujapabo kanyo omuntu okulanda. Kayo balesha beno okulanda. Temude democracy. Ngani yeti munoni mu dictatorship lekeni okulanda. Ngamwana tukesa mikaka, let this government just come out in the open. Nomba message otufiro kulalanda mama. Ukweba ti government ngana ichinja from democracy batwebe fye. Kakuti tukaleka nokulanda tukalewela fye buli obushuku bwa kuvota kutira baleka ka abantu. But let them come out in the open. Let them come out in the open and just say, chino chalo wanu, na in fact, a pine for Bengalanda, because one, Bali takes a Scotch Badiaba, Aba Fuele, if you are Bush and Shanyuk. So, government shall suminisha. Action speak louder than words. Even if they say Tabafi supporter, but their action, they escorted wherever each other let to Kanava followed Pimpinya, but let's take whatever, LGBTQ. Is supported by this government. Actions speak louder than words. So nangubengana yota tutisupporta imichitire balechita fimbi, they support it, full stop. Kukenyoko, they are passing laws. Uganda, they are support the whole Maronale party kokwati all of Africa bali kana LGBTQ. Come South Africa, oko ba isuminisha. All countries in Africa bali kana. And Zambia needs to come out in the open and put laws in place. But there was a match lelo muntu ulelanda pali government deal, which is a scam. Naluba tatlishoko ed. Bana Zambia nombana yaluka dictatorship tukaleko kulanda. So that tukalolele 2026 tueshibe na pa kuvotera chap.
Awe tuangu for mama. Malemba ba Godfrey at Mr. Kasonde should stop fearing the police. Should stop fearing police detentions and arrests.
So remember Geoffrey Mwebela Kasonde aleti nani. Kasonde has been arrested several times. Elo Kasonde was picked up by the police. But police bali musenda, there is videos of Kasonde bale musenda mumotoka. So lelo watch oluchero at Kasonde tatwa alichita disappear from the protest. But there are videos ba police bene bale musenda. Bali musenda ba police. No bale no balanda tinachita disappear from the protest. Which is which? Mutuene kwe someone wa bene ba Zambia Police.
Bapumulo na mkwata namba ya kwa Kasonde na mwesha poku itumata ilerira.
Lekeni ili mufoni. Iyi phone eyo ndipo.
Mweshe festu kumutumina.
Iyo phone you use from a block number because if you call him a phone number said baka pokola. So ngamama kuna mtumina phone wala ngoku mikonka imachingo ulbe mtumina ni nani. So that because the people who got him na bakwata na phone ya.
Namba ba president bana ba lady bali bakateka. Tali yako bali kuja.
We need to kuleta Saboyi na Ngumaido mwema dikulusa koko Saboyi afiro kulondolo leto child. What has really happened? People need to talk about this. What has really happened to Kasonde? Child shani. Because bali musenda. Baka pokola bali musenda. Nomba lero mwacha. Ati yo ati be the protest bali apena kwa alubi.
Ni comment mama papa li comment pansha pati mama chikamoneka teke ni fio mutima. Nombe fio muchita kuti bamuafwa shani. Bweleni mayo mbwelele kwi. Nde bwelele kwi.
Aka bwelelo kaladia. Uyo ulelo ndachi bwelele nitani shiba chaka bwelelo kaladia.
Ewa nala bwelele kwi so mwana wandi school ya ilikuwa 6 years elo mbwelele kwi. 6 years mumenshi. Dr. Tet. Elo Tet. Elo Tet. 6 years. Mumenshi. 6 years. Amasate 2000 per 6 months upende. Impi yeshalu. Basi yesha ingilesha chabe chabe. Nakana si. Tet. Na mchawa mana ajana kalupango no kuchushi wandi Tet.
Muzo democracy is gone. Play place with dictatorship. Muzo. Madam, new PND government is behind gay rights. That's why police escorted them. So if they are behind gay rights, they are the Africa yonse adikana. Africa except South Africa okobasuminisha Africa yonse adikana. Eona ku Kenya na kwena atibali chita ama judge ya tatu rude to approve gay thing. Ama Kenya na the mokwebati ama judge batatu ketibachi decide for 53 million Kenyans ku Kenya okobasuminisha. Nabakana ama Kenyans. Ama judge ya tatu kukinya bali chita decide that eba visuminishe. Nabakana mena Kenya. They are saying 3 judges cannot decide for 53 million Kenyans. So the same way by Shinga Balefa Abenokuleta gayism, one person by HH decide for 20 million Zambians. He cannot do it. If HH decides for 20 million Zambians, that it's dictatorship. Because you muntu decide for 20 million Zambians. That is dictatorship. Abantu nabakana inkambi nashikana fyonse nafikana umuntu monga apatisha because he's the president. That is dictatorship. And kolokona yambo taking up to his exit. inkoloko ile tikinga fast. It's about time, Africa. In closing, it's about time, Africa. Africa should stand up and demand fair trade for its minerals and its land. We want fair trade. We want the West Ingabaisa Zambia to negotiate with our leaders as partners. That's all we want. We don't want leaders who are puppets giving our way minerals for free at the expense of our people. And it will land upon until Jesus comes. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus we'll be talking.
Mama chikameka bwela era twala kwafwa
akabwelero kanga tekiwafu mama chikamoneka yeka nga abantu 20 million mwana abatwala kuisaba na Zambia muleka ila pansambusha bwecho tulekana. We have enough wealth to share among all Zambians. If you must think it's another sunguba deisa, let them negotiate with the Zambians as business partners. We don't want these leaders. Ma?
Ichakane mu bachimbwe batola. Ichakana banfumu.
Those days are gone of colonialism. Abasungu kwisokula send ama minerals yes for free. They should be a thing of the past. We are not going to support a leader who is a puppet, who is being used to steal our minerals. We are not. All these leaders, that's what they are doing. They are looting our minerals, not Rikala. Sujilite, track Niangayaya. How many trucks have gone without being caught? Bali Katafe Trakimo, 10 ton, 30 million euro by Kata. No, but before Kavala Kata, Nianga Amat Trakaya, Nianga, while the people of Zambia perish. We say no to that. And the youth, stand with me, youth. What Zambia has is a hot cake. When you are selling something, tunakwata madiru ya wena tunasaina tulefa yemyo tukacheni tusaine yawe branda tia tumutengo nuyu ngamlefa kushtieni kwa iya chipo, you know. Zambia should be at that level right now to say we demand a fair share from our minerals. State mineral yesu eo tulefu mamushiri wesu wale isenda for free. Pay tax credit. This is it's ridiculous, guys. We have to say no to it by youth. Even if my voice will remain. Mukala tamba mukala umfwa. Ukeba chali landile nakulu bantu. Ali landile. Ukeba many.
Vapumulo. N'abakwata amaseos balebika mu isoka.
That's why you put in the chali monangu bantu wana museo muli chinsoka chamina voice yandika shala. At pumulo tumbe kwensoka na imumi na muli amuseo omu bachimutwala. But my voice will remain and I will continue preaching. Imweba youth stand up and demand a fair share of your wealth.
Bagenda mikatiro kokuinera chopa.
In fact, I am ready to even go to Jesus. Balifwa bonse inaba fyashi bandi balifwa ama sisters yalifwa ama brothers yalifwa, and I would rather die for something. I know the time is coming. So what are you going to die for? Paya wafa paya wakushika washitirenshi pacharo waleni afyo bwadi. Bonse ni one way. When you are born, you have to die. Either ukafira muri vani ya polisi, olo kabate mubedi wabuka, olo kalwala polomia, we are all going to die one way or another. So my thing is, what legacy are you going to leave? Payoles mapachalo. Zambia to remove years of oppression. Years of oppression. Let us take our people out of poverty. Let us condemn dictatorship. Let us encourage our youth to fight to get an equal share for our minerals. Fair trade, to the fire. We are not asking for anything, just fair trade. Not copper to pay 50%. Although 50% actually pan on. To pay 70%, cheap and in copper, yes, is the land of our ancestors. Is the land of our ancestors. Ni copper, yes, ni gold, yes, ni diamond, yes. Tete abantu balefu ensala. Lumwana maini iliyoku. Bale imba gold yapa. Bale senda copper. The real owners of the land are perishing with the hunger and poverty. It's unfair. That's why we put these leaders there so that what they share about for abantu. So in a man, if you can send them police vehicle, na helicopter so up they know where I am.
Daniel. I have a Dennis. But Dennis
Exactly. I'm saying that he was abandoned out. He actually, they are not saying that he escaped. They say he disappeared. So they are not even saying Valim said that. Balera and Tabamu said the last statement here. Yes. Imwaba nyo don feba bitch katara kanimfo atena ngumuka Kasonde Mwenda ngamlepa muntu minechopa pano ise insende. I don't care. Enough is enough. We as the people, Zambia right now, muone Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris kuchelesa ku Zambia ngatakule kuchiliko. There is honey there. That's why Kamala lekwele ndeko kuisa ku Zambia for 1 week. Why? So para Kamala lenda kumwe fati mwa Kamala kope itulefa ya so much. Ngero ngatamwashite ife tu ala ya kurasha chapwa. Kuchi ala desh. Cut the deals with the interest of the Zambian people. Let those deals benefit the Zambian people.
Sorry.
Come on. Sikucheza mkulala mu Zambia for 1 week. Apa shiri na mfimu. So na ipobe na panombopo tufiro kui mafema Zambia nsko batia na tuwina jackpot lesa na tupala. If you mean for tukwete bonse wale tukabila. Te America yonse the whole world ile kabila. Russia, China, Australia, South Africa, Kuma North America, South America, they all want what we have. So it's up to our leaders to negotiate deals where we benefit. Let them get higher percentage. This mineral is so much, we want 80%. Otherwise, you know what? youth need to stand up and fight for Zambia, fight for equal distribution of the wealth, and also fight for fair deals, fair trade in these mining deals they are negotiating. Fair deals, fair trade. We want minimum 51%. We should be getting even 80%. To begin with, we don't even know the details of that MOU. We don't know. But Dorothy, at Zambia has turned into a police state. I'm wondering, their time is limited. But Judith Balanda, their time is Rachan. But Judith said something, comments capture. Their time is also coming, Mama, but you leave a good legacy. Yes, Mama. Mama, could you message Mola Montra at Mama Chika Monica? That platform is wrong for you, Mama, please. I want to tell you before I have a platform. She, Masuke, no, you are never to come. But if I'm going to pull up a total of Valeria. Even Mola mantra nechishi na chabufi. But pressing one what an machine fake. Why do you have a fake name? You were Mola mantra. Ishna, why is it fake? If I'm let to money Sophia swapa, but Momunama fake names full. Muleto tell about to let me lila maskupa mutwe. Tamuwan Sony Animori Mutonga, when need ajitonga to ileme. What ilemega? Mbuyanga.
Era muri muchibe no mutonga munene.
Tamalileki bantu bakokamutaba gwamani. Taba jisi mano na mabisi. Mabisi nga bulide mu mutwe buyanga walikeki.
Eti mu mutwe mwa islabe mabisi.
Mabisi nga bulide mu mutwe. Mabisi alibolede furu mu mutwe. Buyanga abasaba tulire benga otherwise ga muzwa peja. So mama bakubala che bali apeja. Obona bukuba. Buyanga basaba ugambi kugawulira muntu ulya. Wano olanya olikutide mula mulumbaya. Buyanga basaba otherwise ga muzwa peja yangu. Mewe yandi buyanga.
Va mitansia batatu.
That let's take this matter serious. It could be an abduction. Yes, she can tag Yamantu. We should tag Malema South Africa because that party is a sister party Malema Julius Malema. Let us involve the regional party. Mamona. EFF is of all over Africa. So about Julius Malema, but teni tag chitika chumuntu wabo. Let Julius Malema start talking and ask this guy, Zambia Police, where they have taken him. Tag by Julius Malema and the other parties across Africa. They should make noise until they find him. Kali no babantu abenginga bamba okulanda nishibala mulekelako nga twatala nabala musenya kanu batwaka mumone. Let us make noise until they release him. Tagging anybody, Julius Valema, Nama EFF yonse around the Africa, bonse beshibe. Umuntu abonaluba. Kuchi alubila kwisa. Umuntu obasenden.
Okay, study way me.
Ah, mama naye ayina mukwata amashiwi. But I'm ready. Bring it on. Bring it on. Ndirire TV yabasa anytime we yabasa. Tagging in about EFF. Tagging in my man to Aquaris. Savena Julius Malema Beshibe. At your moon to Abonaluba. Tagging anywhere Julius Malema. Mama party members, ma.
Na balemba Tayari, Queen Cobla was a tampio Kulando, one of Moneki.
Yes.
Awe na ile na wakike afutiwa kupinga.
If we have already made a mark, Mwashwa, I've already made a mark. I've already written my history. I'm a video. Nangunafa lero abantu bakalatamba profie nangu imwebe the same. If you nangubenga kupinga lero baya kuputura mukoshi ingawafu abena Martin Luther King, all those freedom fighters wakaunda bonseladifa. FTJ delivered Zambia from single. He did his role in history. We are also doing our part. What are you doing? The question is, what are you doing? We can't talk like about mathematical whether you pay them which tap wench. Right? You pay them which tench. Bootlicking.
How it is. It's in Winga still indicates. Now Winga still has some answer to operate. Bamuze muzo na balemba.
And in 2023, of my voice is a colonial days. Abantu bonse chalo nachi mabebele Africa ama countries aya changera ya kwetia ma leaders mu Africa nomba kuchita break free and take their people out of poverty. Nilesa nali mwana buli abushiku kukongo nanga sangeri bweso iya ma lights babule power na connect okunoku power ile fumamuli bwe in Congo. So why is God giving us all these things? He wants us to take us away from poverty. So today for I went to English nombeya poverty. Yeah, mina padia. We have fair trade. We don't want it to English kututwala nombaba sungulake. More slavery. If it comes Zambia, it's taking Zambia back. Sorry, by HH, your vision was not to take Zambia back. By HH was your vision was to bena Zambia mugusha. Omo ba fumine. Na filanga tapali oko muletu ala bena Zambia takudi. Muletu rafeyo by HH sa your government is even failing to pay social cash transfer. Iyama 200 kwacha. Abantu bale ifuila. Muletu rafeyo pela abantu to organize your districts to give people 200 kwacha to survive on. Widows, orphans, disabled, ifilema, impofu. Muletu loku bapela ma 200 kwacha. It's a shame. While in the same breath, your vice president is involved in a scandal. Scandal ya kuikata traki ya 30 million US dollars. Eyo ba ikete traki, monomba yo ba pisha ma traki niyanga ma traki yo ba pisha. Yo traki ya 30 million US dollars, bale yakanya abantu babiri batatu, 4 bale yakana. How much is one person getting? 5-6 million umuntu abeula. What more of other deals? They are making money left, right, and center. While our people, you are failing just to pay our people a 200 kwacha. Ubungani 200. Nangumamu folesha ile 200 tapale if you are like ta. Afurashta mafia mapamela. Aria mai but at least they have a 200. But now even that 200 is nowhere. This is what you have reduced after almost 2 years of power. Our people are in more poverty than you found them under PF. It's a shame. Queen Cobra, thanks for joining. Kasonde Mwenda naluba. I told you Queen Cobra because Kasonde Mwenda naluba. So at least we're whatever my platform. Let's make noise. Let us make noise so that they release Kasonde Mwenda. Bali musendelo lelo bambo kulanda ti escaped. How can that happen? Tag ba Julius Malema bambi okulandoko. Or the EFF bambi okulanda. We need to know where Kasonde Mwenda is. They need to release him. Stop playing with people's lives. Mola goya gozwa page yangu mewoheyanda buyanga. Alimu wamba masimbe atandia level yangu. Tandia level yenu huba. Chincho jita page yangu wala kunditugira. Muri bahuba maningi. Nyono ba busy kugambira muntu ulali aulaje. Bantu bahanza day and night mulagamba. Tulambira tikatu watu jatande tubambira abakutego bayibajite hebelede kujita. Chetwambano katujatana basa bantu balapenga bantu balakwa. Gulinzara mujisi. Ino wamba ulete waluyanda nchitochitweni. Me ondabe I'm retirement material. Excuse you. Because Zwabi ya page yangu iwe mola kozwali mutaka boli libidi. Kamu yako mniwo mchitabu yanga.
Nista mu bloke refu.
Mfere mwebe la pelo na mu block. Kuti na mu block ingana mu block kwa buloku mwebe fonde foku mweba kuti ayafye. But mfere na mufunda. Because bamo bantu kama mtu atabakwenyi tena muri yidona muri himutu. Chitana tuya wamba ola buti utegwa bagamu. Chita. Kukhala kwa butishwa abantu werede zirabalira kuholeya makashi social class transfer sure zirabalira kupa abantu ba 200 kwacha zirabalira no bantu mama mwaliona video ya ma women bakulumwana my women ba uno nangoma foundation bajiga munkoyo
ninja mwana
mabiyo bagaolihe
namukwata ba women in mining abaleta penda la mama mine ba women in mining bacha bakashaka abaleta mumafyo munko wa 50 kwacha era bali amkulya n'ababusu ba women in mining muri kwi
alimunda tenatemwa uyu mona aishi batishiri level yakwe kati mumona tenga wa mumona omuntu pa Facebook wamona kwachina mlingana. Yes, at least you know that I'm not your level. Kabia ulie porridge na mabi selulale nokulale lo ufumena pa page yandi because next time that woman and they wish to ban and block. Nichma ba mula seka mula temangandela ndechitongai. Hey, baby girl. Oh wow, what are you doing? Look at it. Wow. Shamoneka bueno.
Thank you, Slap. I'm doing like a fringe. You can see here.
Oh, not the same color. I know in a color. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Mama Kamoneka, how are you? Now I'm pausing.
Yeah,
Mama
but
Kamoneka,
I'm dropping.
let me hide this. Actually, I don't want to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
This is where I wake.
Yeah.
Wearing my wake stuff.
How
are you?
We are okay, mwana wandi. Dele rota iwe me. But Mwenda, have you heard the news?
I've not really been on Facebook a lot today. I've been trying to avoid it because balentendeka sana bali abakulu bajashe folk balungula balentendeka sana okulambe peshe finto so
okay,
trying to avoid that. You know what I mean?
Abakunani kani bali abatemo kulona bana mayo te.
Yes.
That doesn't have a crush on you or something.
Like
I saw you write something. I'm just like, oh my God.
I'm just avoiding. I'm just like, I don't play such games. No. Exactly. So what's the story?
So you remember the protest, right? So they showed up there.
Yeah.
But then some cadres showed
Yeah.
up, the police show up, and then they bundle him, they
Yeah.
take him away. So the police they issue a report that he has been
Right.
arrested. And then today there's
Right.
another report that the police report that he disappeared from the police, from the protest. No,
From the police
he disappeared
custody.
from the protest. And there's a manhunt for him.
That's not possible because I saw a video of him and the other youths together in a being driven to the police station. Yes. So I don't. How is it possible?
That's why
that
we are
disappeared?
concerned. Because if there is a video of him being taken in a police vehicle, and then the police issue a statement that he disappeared at the protest site, meaning they didn't catch him, he ran away. Mamona. So our worry is, what are you trying to pull off here? You know, did you take him and then try to claim you didn't take him? So we are just worried because we know countries where people are taken and they disappear, never to be found.
What's happening in Zambia is really sad. For me, because the thing is, I campaigned for UPND, you know, and I was hoping UPND can bring the change that every Zambian was longing for, every young person was longing for, you know, freedom of space, you know, like freedom of speech, expression, you know, like obviously helping the needs, the poor and stuff. You know, mostly the campaign was based on the high cost of living, the dollar depreciating, you know, and this was, according to UPND, lack of management, economic management, and the know-how, or technical know-how, all those things. So we as young people, obviously, at the time in 2021, we needed that change, you know, and we thought, fine, PF has had their own time, let's give UPND a chance, and probably we can have the democracy that we deserve, where people are able to express freely without, you know, being intimidated, or, you know, rumors or being created, put into lies, as I've been subjected to, which obviously doesn't bother me because I know I know it's lies and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's not the Zambia young people went out to vote for. You could see there were young people that were in gowns. That's how much change young people wanted. And looking at Zambia, it's getting worse every single day, day by day, getting worse, you know? And as young people, the young people that are longing for that change is so disappointing to see. I mean, if UPND cannot bring the change that young people were hoping, so then what next for Zambia? What next for Africa? Because I think this problem that we have in Zambia is not just in Zambia alone. It's in other African countries. Look at what happened in Nigeria, you know? How can that man start leading, you know? He can barely stand, he can barely walk. Eh? And where do they take these countries? You know, I think we have the greediness in leaders. We have leaders that are so greedy and self-centered, and it's really worrying because the protests that was happening yesterday, it was in good faith. It was a peaceful protest, just people with cardboards written, a very peaceful protest, which is provided for by the Constitution, and they followed the process on how to go about the protest. So it's really sad that, you know, for a party that condemned such kind of incidents during the PF time, it's sad that it's also practicing the same things it condemned, you know? It's so disappointing to see. And we want to pretend that we've brought freedom.
Mama, can you turn off the heating?
In a minute. We want to pretend and want to hold this democracy conference. I think the democracy that's being practiced in Zambia is for a selected few, you know, for those that are sympathizers and supporters of the ruling party, and for those that speak for the wrongs, they're being labeled as rebels or, you know, what. That's not what democracy entails, you know. Democracy has to cover, you know, all, you know, population, not just a selective few. These are the things that Pilato and the rest were preaching on. Where are they now? Today they are quiet. Is this the democracy? Is this the change they wanted? This is why I call them, because we were in the same boat of wanting a different Zambia. But today we have people in Zambia. I appreciate Mama Shikamoneka because at least she's coming out. You know, she was one of the UPND supporters. She was one of the people that supported the UPND. She was one of the people that voted for UPND, you know. And she's here, and what do we see? We see the same people she supported insulting her, insulting an elderly woman. These are young people, and you don't see the consequences of that, you know, because what are we teaching to the young generation? What are we teaching to the young people? The disrespect that has been, you know, displayed by UPND supporters towards women, especially women in politics, is really sad, you know. The world has evolved. These developed countries, they've had prime ministers as women leading the nation. How can you just disrespect women like that? It's not right. You know, I saw that. Sometimes I see things, I just look. She was being insulted by the same people that she supported because she's got a different. And you know what? The bad thing is, she was being insulted for just taking a picture with President Harry Kalama. I mean, and we say we've brought democracy and peace. Come on, you can be an opposition leader, you can be in ruling, but we're not enemies. You know, politics shouldn't be the basis of creating enemies. Divergent views, some can come in as a way of, you know, developing the country. It's not those that are in ruling that only have the knowledge of know-how, you know, or the technical knowledge. But just taking a picture with an opposition leader becomes a basis of disrespect, of insults. I mean, seriously. I was really touched. I was sad because this is not the way it's supposed to be. This is not the change the young people voted for. You know, we need to respect our mothers. And this thing, you've seen it now here per social media. Young people, as young as 12, 13-year-olds, you find them disrespecting other people. We've lost in Zambia, we've lost it. This is why I've reserved myself to even, you know, ukwamba interaction n'abakulu, because you need to respect other people, you know. So narikana fyofina nakana ti yo awe neshaka bwekeshemu narikana bunch that scandalize and whatnot, because at the end of the day there are young people that are following my page. If I start behaving in ways where I retaliate or I say bad things, what do you think I'm sending the message to those young people? I'll be sending a wrong message. They'll think it's how you respond to negativity, you know? And that's not what I want. That's not how I want people to perceive me. So I have reserved myself because I believe there's a lot of young people that are following, you know, the page and stuff like that. And I believe that, yes, I can be insulted, I can be called names, but one day, one will be called names and they will take my stance to say, don't respond to insults, don't retaliate, just move on, you know? And that's the stance that I've taken. Because at the end of the day, balanda na Bible na chinjika wisona no kukuti kushobe station. Shitanta di the person by the acharo. Therefore Bible ilanda. You might not be the person that gave birth to me, you know? You might not be my biological mother or parent, but I can learn one or two things from you. And I can know to say, they've seen more than I have seen. So I ought to respect you. I need to give you that respect. And I think that's where we are missing it as a country. I think we need to go back and start respecting people. People with divergent views. We need that. And I think that's the basis of where we can grow as a nation. Coming to Mwenda Kasonde, I'll try and find out and see where he is. I didn't know, I just thought he's in police custody. I didn't know he's disappeared. Hopefully tomorrow I can get some news of where he is. At the moment, I'm just shocked, I'm surprised because I thought he was in custody. Which they're not even supposed to be in custody.
It's ridiculous.
You know, it's I know, yes, that's the word. It's I don't know. I don't know.
It's kind of tough. I'm happy what you said, you know. Walanda, we know you that's why we like we need to be interactive. Because you are on the other side, you are a youth, we are past the youth, we are mothers, we are grandmothers, and we as a mother you have. I know her, she's thinking. I think she's thinking on what you said. You know, you touched about all the insults. That's where your mind went.
Eko bachitire kuno kaiwa president bali kuno ku area kumyanti ganani na pomge mairo nkala batambe bakala chitampawa kairinga ndiri kupawa kula kwenye kuno kakwata na vuvuzela mairo kabalele po kufinalisha vuvuzela kanina pomge na bashike emisebo yonse bakansi na baMP na bakansela na bashike kwa president wakese why mama portals there so na chila beba tumwashiko muso pande wa president wale bashike emisebo.
Touching a little bit about the whole Nigerian thing, and I think we are at a point in the whole world where the eyes are on Africa, because now it is more apparent than ever before to say the whole world needs Africa resources more than ever before. And the thing which we are supposed to say these things, they know that you know, they say that devil rebuke. You rebuke a devil. We are so to learn that these people from the West, they know that young people, when they come in government, they are going to demand fair trade. And that's why they are doing everything they can to have puppets in leadership, like Nigeria. If that young president came and took over Nigerian leadership, then they won't be able to get the free minerals or close to nothing, 10%, you know? So we young people, you have to see through that. When you put a young leader there, he's going to fight for fair trade for your country. I think in short, that's what it boils down to. Young people need to fight to come in government so you can negotiate fair trade with the West, East, or whatever. It doesn't matter. At this point, what Africa has is a give or take. You name your price. these are our conditions. Give us 80%. If you don't want it, the next person, kumula in katantamen, chapwa. And we need to have the guts to do that. We need African leaders who can do and say that to take our people out of poverty. Otherwise, bakula basenda babapenda ma briefcase, bapela nechalo 10%, bapela uyo leader kachinga nishinga bamupela mu briefcase. I am kudiana balupalwak. If of even as under to the chura. So I am done, guys.
Awe tuli muchibe kweli.
No, Mama Shikamonik can say something.
Awe kweli shile randa kuna nguchimu. Ifingi na pisiswa. Ataba shumfo na pafingita bakonfwe. Ero puele atinde prento yo kanshare womwi. Munshibulwa, munshebwa aile na mashinshi kubuko.
If you're feeling it, you better chipusa. Otherwise, because now I'm trying to research about this deal of giving farmers land to Kenyans when Zambia really need land. Zambians really need land. Okay. Go brush your teeth. It's bedtime. No. Go brush your teeth. It's bedtime. If you need a story, bedtime. Yeah, so I'm trying to look into, I want to research more about, because I heard that they've given some land to Kenyans and to start farming and maize and transporting to Kenya.
20,000 acres.
And Zambians,
20 million, not
acres, 20 million acres. Awe.
Zambia yose na bashitisha.
Awe ni 20,000.
like, how can you, when the country, we have farmers in Zambia, and this was promised to say no foreigners, and this was your campaign message, Mama Shikamonik, during UPND. You guys were saying no foreigners will own land. Mwai Monaka, land will be given to Zambians, Banamayo and the youth. I have the video. That was the promise. Banamayo, yes, especially Banamayo and the youths. And the procedure now to get land was outlined, you know, to say mwachura sana mwebena Zambia pafula. You know, if you want land, especially Wanamayo, it will even take you for how to cultivate. I'm a farmer, what, I understand your pain, plus, you know, fertilizer and whatnot. We have farmers in Zambia, people that need land. And you know, it's very funny because instead of creating an environment for your own people to become entrepreneurs or jobs, to create jobs for your people, you go and create jobs for another country. That country will come, cultivate on your land, and some of the maize that they will be cultivated, they will even be supplying in your country for you to pay for that maize.
I want you to listen to this.
And will,
before you comment, I want you to listen to this.
Yeah. Okay.
Just hold on. Let me play this. Share. So I think you have a better perspective after listening to this.
He gave the same amount of land, 20,000 acres, I think, to Paul Kagame of Rwanda. He pretends to come to your country to grow maize and to farm. But the reality, you'll be training in those farms. It's going to be like a training camp, secret training camp. The people are going to come, they're ready to grow maize. To do plantations in Zambia, they will be like rebels. So this is a very bad sign. As for me, it's like HH is not a good man. He's going to kill your democracy. He's going to stick to power. So who's going to help him stick to power? He knows the power of Zambian people. He's going to push him out. So he's going to engage into the fight some foreigners, like, how do we call them? Mercenaries. They'll be operating secretly in Zambia, pretending to be farmers. They want to surround your country in the bush, forests, brush, everything. And then your country is going to be destabilized. According to my senses, no, Zambia is not on a good path. You really need to send this message to Zambian people. This audio of mine, please. How can you give lands to Kenyans while Zambian people are suffering? Zambian people need land. They need to be given possibilities. Zambian people need to be empowered so that they can be farmers also, so that they can even increase the number of farmers in Zambia. How can you give them those Kenyans? Please. They're nilotic. They come from old Abyssinia, Ethiopia, Somalia, Uganda. I talked about that last time on your show. Those are the people who are being used now by the West to control the Bantu people in Central Africa. That means, according to the new system, NATO doesn't want to work with us, Bantu-like people. They want us to be controlled by Tutsi, Nilotic-like people. Well, like in Uganda, no, not in Uganda, in Kenya, Nairobi, and part of Tanzania, we have that kind of people. Masai people, yes. The Masai people, the Tutsi, Masai people are found in Kenya, Tanzania, and in Rwanda, we have the Tutsi. Those are the Nilotics. If you try to read, check around yourselves. My sister, you're going to see that Western countries, they are now using those people to destabilize the majority, because in any country they are a minority. They are a minority in Tanzania, in Uganda, in Kenya, in Burundi, and so on and so forth. So the majority in all of those countries I mentioned, the majority is made up of us, Bantu people. And we are the owners of the land because we've been there. Our ancestors were there before. So since the treaty using by the United Nations is to use the minority to destabilize and control the majority. Because when they use the minority in a country, that means they kill democracy. Because how can we define democracy? Democracy means the rule of the majority. The will of the majority is the one that will win. That's going to be followed. But if you put this thing away, aside, and you start giving too much power to the minority, that means you kill a country's democracy. That's what is happening in Rwanda. How come Paul Kagame, from the 10% minority of Rwandan people, the minority are enjoying wealth in Rwanda. The minority are enjoying life. They detain all the power. The army is a Tutsi army. Rwandan army for the time being. Now, today, nowadays, it's a Tutsi army to control the Bantu Hutu people. The same is happening in Uganda. Even in Kenya. Kenya has joined the game because the guy now in power in Kenya is from a Nilotic descent. If you try to read very well, the new president of Kenya. So they're trying to consolidate power all over Central Africa with the support of the West so that they can control us, they can destroy our power. And HH is playing a bad game. I don't know if HH in Zambia comes also from a minority. I really don't know how population is being selected or defined in Zambia. Does Hakainde Hichilema come from a minority? Is it a minority, medium, or majority people? I really don't know. So you are the people well positioned to give me such information. To cut a long story short, I'm scared for Zambia, my sister. I'm really, really scared because Hakainde Hichilema doesn't cooperate with the parliament, the Senate, and his government is a tribal government. So that means he's trying to exclude the majority of Zambians to the ruling of the country. So that's very dangerous. And inviting some foreigners into Zambia. It was first of all the American soldiers, and then they're changing the tricks. That's what they do. Because you will be making a lot of noise against that American soldiers base in Zambia. Now they change the tricks. They're going to turn into farmers. But in reality, those people going to come to Zambia are not going to be farmers. They'll be mercenaries in the guise of farmers. And then they're going to consolidate the presidency of Hakainde Hichilema. They're going to destroy the democratic system, and they're going to impose HH to use Zambian people. So open your eyes. For any question, you can just call me. There's still room for us to discuss. Thank you so much.
Eddie Ashidio.
Yes.
It's just like,
And you know, with the current happenings, you can clearly see that what he's saying is
it's taking
slowly
shape. Hey, you remember from the
coming.
time from when we
Yes,
talked to him, the dots
yes,
are lining up, right?
yes, yes. So you can clearly see to say, because what's happening now after Idia Bacha, PF, where women came out in, you saw that. So it seems like popularity there, you see, and people are reverting back. So with what you've played, it's coming. It seems like it's taking shape slowly.
They have a system. But now there is social media sharing of information. We know it, you know. Once bitten, twice shy. Africa, wake up. People are sharing this information.
And these are people that have gone through a lot.
They saw it happen
in
Zambia.
Yes, it was that. Yes, exactly. And you know, KK talked about this situation. And there's another one, I think one of, I think it's the same guy that said they will use somebody, make him popular, and then like make that other one who's really not popular, that's the person they're gonna use, you know, to get, yes. I think it's the same guy, but also KK, I remember I shared the KK video, Kenneth Kaunda, on how they duped him with oil and whatnot. Zambia had oil, you know? Can you imagine? So, excuse me. So, and it's sad that a lot of Zambians, they've got eyes, but they can't see. They've got ears, but they can't hear, you know? They should supposed to be hearing to say, okay, let me go out there and do some research, you know? Until the West comes, because I remember the same guy was saying, like, boy, Congo to arrest what happened after years?
Same system. Before we know it, they infiltrated. Before you know it, general. Before you know it, they'll be controlling things.
Because I think it's a video, I'm sure I'm going to share it at some point, about and it's President Museveni, the Ugandan, who was talking about the lithium. Imagine, Museveni, the Ugandan president, is talking about lithium. The same thing we've done, like get into the thing, like with Congo, and he's talking about it. There's a video, and I want to share it on how he talks about it. And there's another video where Paul Kagame is saying, apparently Tshisekedi was saying he's going to change regime in Rwanda. There's a video on social media. So, you know, you cannot, as a sovereign state, start talking as a president, start talking you're going to change a regime in another country. So Tshisekedi was saying that. And obviously there's been some talks about Rwanda, Kagame, Tshisekedi, Congo, you know. But the response from Kagame is what terrified me. Because Kagame said, I heard this Congolese president saying he's going to change regime here in Rwanda. I took it as a joke. That was his response. I took it as a joke because he must be joking and is entitled to joke. So I took it as a joke. You know, then I put the dots together. We as Zambians, not Tumanankapi, na Congo president, whilst him is fighting the Rwandanese president. But Zambia na pa Congo, Pepsan, if that same Congolese guy that was warning us to say what Butukapo and what not, you know? Because if we are trading with countries that want to go to war with another country, there's chances and risks that that war may come to our country, you know? And already the Congolese have said, don't take our lithium. That's why we say, why should you take our lithium? And they've got the right to say that. It's their lithium. If what to pay the copper, diamond and what not, it's up to us how we utilize those gifts, the resources that God gave us. But we cannot go into another country to get their resources. It's bad. You know, Zambia will be like a port, you know, like a port where we get resources from Congo, bring it into Zambia, and get it shipped from Zambia. It's very dangerous. It's not our lithium.
It's black lithium. Any mineral left from Congo, ni black. Because Abana, 5-year-old, 9-year-old kids are mining those minerals.
I know.
Why are these batteries for?
Put that down.
All right. I'm just saying that whatever minerals that are in Congo, they are blood minerals. And for me, I just thought our president should create peace in Congo before doing business with them.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think we shouldn't get more problems, Yaban. We don't more problems, Yaban. We've experienced peace. We are a peaceful nation. Zambia is known for a peaceful nation. But once we will start poking our nose in people's affairs, it becomes something else. I think we need to trade very carefully. Pakongo pepisan up, you know.
So we just need to pray and keep talking about these things. Yeah.
I always say, you know, yes, our human efforts, we are here, we are talking, but at the end of the day, somebody saying the story about KK is not the way you are portraying it. KK was not digged out of the oil. Some foreigners thought KK, they would make oil from grass and then they would prove that they could. Not if you're more chemical, let's be factual. See, it's crazy when people comment like that, because there's a video of KK in America narrating the story, being interviewed by an American journalist, you know, and he narrated how it was. KK said he found it's there. They found oil, and that was the time of when British had the Margaret Thatcher as Prime Minister, you know, and KK was happy to say, oh, we've got now oil, then we've got copper. We're going to be good as a country. This narrates in his old age, you know. This one who's commented this is probably young and is talking from hearsay. But go and watch the video, then you will understand where we're coming from. I hate the fact that we just want to comment to, you know, it's
also
not right.
We stand corrected,
you know?
Like, you know, if you have evidence, bring your evidence here to prove what you're saying.
Yes, because as for me, my type of analysis, I try to get as much as evidence as I could. And when I talk about the KK thing, there's a video, it's been posted on my page, of KK narrating how it was and how the oil was taken. There was machinery there. He narrates it himself.
And mind you, the story is told best by the storyteller, Mama. So we as Africans need to believe
that's the
ourselves.
thing. Hearsay. So that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. You find there will be a lot of stories. One person that took the oil will say something else. One person that, there will be hearsays.
Yes.
But you have to hear it from the horse's mouth. KK was president, and he narrates of how it was, what it was, and why should we believe? That is the thing with Africans. We're eager to believe somebody who's not even African.
The
That's
oppressor.
our fellow African.
We go for the oppressor.
Yes.
We are buying a story of the
This
oppressor.
is why we were even duped with our land by giving, the Bible and whatnot, because we look at ourselves as inferior. When a black person is talking about these issues, you think, he wants attention. Why? Because it's your fellow black person. Bring a white person and they speak about the same thing, and you see flocks talking on that thing and saying, hey, listen, this one is talking. We need to change that mindset, I'm talking of the first president of the Republic of Zambia. He narrates a story of how it was and how it was duped. Somebody says, that's not true. I have to believe a white person or some books written by somebody than my fellow black man, a president that really got independence. Seriously.
And you know what you are saying? We as the Zambians, as Africans, need to start thinking out the box. Right now, I feel like all Africans are in the box. They are all like, you need to go to Oxford and get this education. But guess what? That education is meant to keep you in a box and is meant to impoverish you. Look at our current president. He's a highly educated man. But Sambirira is an education which is meant to hold the African people down. Those books are degree.
It's like, I think I shared another video. There was a lecturer in the US, and he was giving lessons to students in the US, and he was telling them how it's important to treat Africa as it is for the betterment of
and all the other countries who benefit on our minerals to run their economies.
Yes, and he was lecturing. This is what they are being taught, And it's amazing. He said Africa should not go or be industrialized or should not go into manufacturing, because when they start doing that, as US, we're really like for lack of better term, fact,
Even the French president.
We're done. So we need to keep Africa where it is. They need to believe, and that this aid, he even spoke about aid, where he said we need to keep on giving them a little bit of aid in order for us to get whatever we want. This is there. This is why I was, we can hear it, we can see it, but we don't want to believe because it's a white man speaking.
I think we really need to get out of this mindset, of thinking the white man came to save us. His education is the best. With technocrats, look at how our technocrats. Yeah.
You know why? Yes. You know why it's called first world country? They used the opportunity they had to develop their countries, and they became the first world country. What we're doing as Africans, we're not utilizing our opportunities. We're not utilizing. Like, for example, I was talking to somebody about I think I would do a video about this. I was talking to somebody about why UPND is likely not to survive this economic trend that they've embarked on, because obviously they had a plan to say, okay, IMF will give them the money, the 1.3 that they secured, and it was going to be sort of 3 budgets in that IMF. And because of the talks, they're being prolonged and stuff like that, the disagreement and whatnot, that has been restored, and then we're having trouble. The CDF that's being used now is from last year, you know. The CDF for this year has not even been implemented. And now we are in like the first quarter already, finishing that first quarter. And the CDF for 2023, which is supposed to be 28.4 million kwacha, has not even been implemented, has not been sent outside in the schools and everywhere in these constituencies. So we are lagging behind, you know. And this is why I'm saying, like, you remember the finance minister said he doesn't have plan B if the IMF fails. And this is where we are as a nation, because you always need to have
and Russia. Why are they not going to China and Russia?
Yes. So obviously they can't go because they've already signed the deal, you know. And what is really hitting them is that they've got no revenue. They've got no source of revenue that they can use to, like, you know, fund the budget, do all these things and stuff like that, because it was like, okay, IMF, once it comes in, will be set for 3 years, and it will be time for elections, and we'll do a little bit of here and there, and then we'll tell the people. But now IMF has taken long to come. They are in problems, because the worst mistake that they made is the decision to give tax holidays to the mines, because that's where most of the resources or the revenue comes from. So they got overzealous, they gave tax holidays to the most exported resource that Zambia has. And that's where we get most of our revenue, and we are not getting any money from that.
Do you know how the mortgage works in the West,
yeah.
in the US, and do you know how it works?
Yeah.
And do you know how about equity, how it works when you have a mortgage? Do you know how those loans work?
Yeah. So I don't know in the US, but I know principle. In the UK.
So this is between you and, like, now I'm talking to people who are in the West. So, like, you guys, West, you know how the mortgage system works, where you, in Anda, you buy a house costs 50,000 to build it, right? And then a builder will build the house at 50,000. Yeah. And then Kumulos to go and buy that house at 500,000, right? Meanwhile, the cost is only 50,000. So I have my mortgage payment, right? I pay into it. I'm paying my mortgage into it. And then after 5 years, my loan company, my lender will be like, oh, now you have money, you have equity, you can borrow out of. So this is how they sign this deal. That's why people say it's a blank check. So they kind of take the money from the tax holidays and whatever, they are taking it. And then when it reaches 1.3, that's when you see the money come to Zambia. So this is the whole scam, which is saying that they are going to loan us our own money. So that's how it's working, to be real. Because you know, I'm an insurance broker, so I educate people on their debt. And we have actually a whole chart to show them how these loan companies take money from them. You know, their own money. And then you borrow and pay interest.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here. Yeah. Even with this whole thing, Kasonde Mwenda, that's what they're going to do. It's the same thing. And I hear that.
And you know, they are not telling the Zambian people the risks. Yes, it's 25 years. 3 years
it's the
about
same
building must use your NAPSA money, right? So, okay, fine. They build that 3 years. They go, they're on schedule, they build the roads, right? Now, they correct maybe the revenue for 5 years. And then that road, because of how it is being utilized and whatnot, and they need to come in and fix that. This is a company that has been known to go to say they're bankrupt. In the US, they've done that. And now, within maybe that 3-4 years, maybe 5 years, this same company says, no, you know what, we can't fix the road, we're bankrupt. There's
And
nothing
you
can do.
it's kind of hard because I meet with homeowners and their debt. Even here, people don't understand it. So it's actually a legalized crime where they are borrowing you your own money. You sign on a loan for 500,000. Tamaku pay 500,000. That house only costs 50,000 to build, but you keep on putting in your mortgage. So it's the same principle even with this road. They are taking our own money to build the road, and then from the tolls, they are going to start accruing money, and then they'll be paying to that company. So it's a scam. You know, it's a scam in the West, and a few companies do that, and it's legalized crime. And we even here, people don't know it. Like they don't even get into mortgages. They rather pay cash, or they try to pay their mortgage as soon as possible within a shortest period of time, because they get you through the interest. And this is what's happening to that dollar deal. And this IMF deal, they are collecting our money through those taxes. Elonga yakwana, as 1.3 billion. That's why you see this. Yeah.
I swear to God. Anyway.
Yeah. So it's like, wow, you know.
Yeah, I will try as much as possible to come in on your program.
Yeah. I also try to come in on your show too, so that, you know, it's good to bounce ideas off of each other and just. All right.
Yeah.
Good night,
All right.
Guamila.
Okay, thank
you so much.
you.
Bye.